Hey everybody, it's Mia. Today is December 12th, 2011. Hope you're all doing well. Just hopping on here real quick to do my, I guess not weekly, but an update. I had done a couple of videos on my iPhone, and for some reason I can't figure out how to upload them to YouTube. So I'm starting over and doing another one here on my computer. So hopefully, as I'm watching this, it looks like my mouth is not synced with my voice, so I'm hoping it's just what it looks like as I record and that it shows up correctly when I upload. So I am reporting to you at 15 weeks pregnant. Again, of course, I have not figured out my how many weeks post gastric bypass I am, but actually my surgery was on the 11th and today's the 12th, so this should be easy to figure out. I am 1 year and 8 months and 1 day post-op. Ooh, that was an easy one. I always forget to look it up before I come on here. So, just wanted to give you a quick update with what's going on with me. Like I said, I'm 15 weeks pregnant. I'll be 16 on Thursday, so we're moving right along. Things are going well. I am officially in my second trimester, about 2 weeks ago. And as soon as I hit my second trimester, it was almost like a light switch went off and I started feeling like a human being again. So I'm feeling a lot better. I was struggling with the morning sickness pretty bad, so I'm very thankful that that's gone. All I'm really left with now is I'm really tired a lot, and I have insomnia really bad. So I guess that's common with pregnancy, is the insomnia. So I don't know. I think the exhaustion is just due to the fact that I can't sleep. So I'm a really stubborn person by nature, especially when it comes to taking medication. I don't like taking any sort of like pills or medication if I can help it. I prefer not to, especially now that I'm pregnant. So I had gone to the doctor and she recommended that I take Unisom if I was having trouble sleeping. Well, I don't know, like my mom always told me like to be really careful of sleeping pills and never to take them like my whole life. You know, she always said stay away from them. So I have like this thing against sleeping pills. So I was being really stubborn and not taking them and not sleeping. So my problem is not that I can't fall asleep. I can fall asleep no problem, but it's staying asleep. So it's common for me to fall asleep at like 10 and wake up at 1 or 2. And then that's it. For the rest of the night, I never fall back to sleep. So dealing with that for about 2 straight weeks was really starting to get to me. I mean, I had bags underneath my eyes were like black because I was just so exhausted. So I went to my monthly OB appointment. My husband went with me, and at the end of the appointment, she said, well, is anything else going on I need to know about? And I'm like, no, everything's good. My husband ratted me out. He was like, no, she doesn't sleep and she's stubborn and won't take anything and is exhausted. So the doctor again told me and really reassured me that I should be taking the Unisom. She said I was doing more harm by not sleeping than I would by taking the pills. And she said, 1 pill is safe for your baby. It's fine. So I'm trying to be better with that. I still don't take it every night. Probably like every other or every third night I'll take it. Again, I don't know why. I don't know. I'm just stupid about it, I guess. But on the nights I do take it, I sleep great. And I don't have like too much of that like groggy blah feeling in the morning, so it's good. I should probably take them more often. So that's that. That's all I'm really left with. As far as my weight, I am now up to 183. So I gained 4 pounds in like a span of maybe like 3 weeks. But actually I had lost weight. So at 183, I'm now like, I think like a half a pound, below where I started. So even though I had that gain, I'm not up from my start weight technically, which is good. Because again, they told me the first trimester don't gain anything. My second trimester is supposed to be, and this is based on that I only want to gain like 15 to 20 pounds. If I do 15, then the second trimester I should gain 6 to 7 pounds. And then the rest, like the last 9 or 10, in the third trimester. So That's what I'm really trying to work towards. And now I gained that 4 pounds, and I was joking with my husband. He's working out of the country right now, so we both have iPhones, so we FaceTime this morning, and he was like, oh my God, he hasn't seen me since he left like a little over a week ago. And he was like, I think all 4 pounds went to your face. And I know it's true. I was like looking, I'm like, oh, my face is huge. I don't know, like my face got really puffy. And I think I did gain 4 pounds in my face because you don't really see it. The rest of my body is like, oh, he's like, do a like body shot. Let me see your stomach, see if your stomach got bigger or anything. And I did. And he's like, no, your stomach looks the same. So I think 4 pounds went directly to my cheeks. So that's fun. The only other thing I want to really bring up, I think that I've been thinking about the past couple of weeks since I did my last video, is the psychological part of watching the scale go up. When for the last year and 8 months I've been watching it go down. And now I have to watch it go up. And it's harder than I thought it would be. Like logically I know in my head, yes, I'm gaining for a purpose. Like every time I say to my husband, I gained, and I get all like depressed about it or sad about it, and he'll be like, you are pregnant. Every time he says that to me. So I know that. I know I'm pregnant. I know I have to gain weight. But it is hard. It's really hard to watch the scale go up. And every time, like in my head, every time I see the scale go up, I think of when I got to that number when I was going down. So at 183, I think, oh, you know, this happened about, you know, like in I don't know, like January or February of last year. Like I can almost remember the day I got on the scale and saw 183 and how happy I was and how hard I fought to get to that number. And it's like you fought so hard and now you're going back up. So again, like in my head, I know it's with a purpose, but like in your heart and then in your like what do you want to say? Like the part of your head that's not logical is like, oh my God, I'm gaining, and it's scary. It is very scary. So I don't know if there'll be a point at some time that I stop looking at the scale. I've honestly been thinking like I do want to track how much I gain, but I kind of don't want to know the number. So, and that's just because I think it'll really mess with my head. So I think at one point, like maybe when I get to like 190, I'm going to weigh myself, but I'm not going to look. I'm going to have my husband like keep track of the numbers. Just so like I can look after my pregnancy and see it. I think if I continue to watch, it's going to be too much. Especially because in my head, I don't want to go over that 200-pound mark again. I just think that'll be a really hard day if that does happen, because when I went below 200, I said I will never weigh over 200 pounds again. And I mean, I had every intention of trying to get down to like 160 at least before I got pregnant, because then I'm like, there's no way I won't gain 40 pounds when I'm pregnant. But, you know, that didn't happen. And it wasn't lack of trying. It was just that, you know, my body was kind of set. You know, the high 170s for whatever reason. That's just where I got stuck for a really long time. So, yeah, that's just me blabbing a little. That's hard. And then the other part that's hard is I don't look pregnant. And I know it's still early, but if I feel my stomach like below my belly button, it's hard. Like the baby's moving there, the baby's there. So if I were a woman who had never been obese and had to have the surgery with a flat stomach, at this point you would see my belly. But because I weighed 261 pounds and lost, 90 pounds, I have a lot of leftover skin and a lot of leftover fat, like in my stomach area, because that's where I carried the majority of my weight. So in a way, like I've almost been feeling, I don't want to say deformed, but that is how I've been feeling, like weird. Like, I don't like looking at my stomach because it's changing, but it looks so ugly to me. And it's not because of the baby it looks ugly, it's because of the fat that was there and the skin that's there and just adding more to it. I'm really looking forward to the day where my stomach like pops, and you see when I have the round bellies. I think when the baby gets bigger and my stomach really pops, it'll look pregnant. But right now it doesn't. It looks weird. Like I've always said I have that two stomach thing that a lot of us get, like when you get overweight and then lose weight, where you have like a little pouch below your belly button and a little pouch above your belly button. So it looks like gross to me. I'm sorry, but that's the only word I can think of. So that's been hard. That's been really hard to deal with. And I'm usually a person that doesn't really overthink things. Like I don't spend a lot of time like thinking about, oh, my extra skin, and oh, this fat on my stomach, or oh, this extra skin here or there or whatever. Like I don't focus on stuff like that. I usually just don't even think about it, and it doesn't bother me. But for whatever reason now it's bothering me. Maybe now because my stomach's getting bigger. Before I used to wear the Spanx, and I would suck everything in and you couldn't see and I looked really slim. But now I can't wear those. You're not really supposed to wear anything that's like a lot of compression around your belly. So now it's like gotta all hang out. And I just feel like, ugh, like a tub of jelly or something is almost what it feels like. So, I don't know if anybody else has dealt with this or felt like this when you're pregnant, but it's one of those things that someone who didn't abuse their body and get so heavy doesn't have to deal with. And, I think about, like, I'm having this child and my husband's convinced it's a girl. I've done, like, every old wives' tale for a boy or a girl, and they all say girl. So I just think to myself, like, if I have a girl, how much I want to instill in her to take care of her body and not do what I did and what her father did to her body, to really take care of herself. And not even just because, like, I think that when you go through life, like, in a smaller body, you don't deal with a lot of the crap that you have to deal with when you're overweight. But from a health standpoint and from a respect standpoint, like, respect your body, respect what God gave you. And I mean, I didn't do that for the majority of my life. And that's something that's really important to me, and to instill in my daughter, or, I mean, even my son. I just think for girls, I know my husband and men who've had weight loss surgery do struggle with, what happens to your body when you lose a large amount of weight. But I think for women, it's even more so, because there's a certain standard and a competition among other women and to look a certain way. And I don't want my child to ever have to go through what I went through and to be left with afterwards, like, what the effect of what you did to your body by not caring or not loving yourself enough to take care of your body the way you're supposed to for all those years. Which I'm not saying I speak for everyone. I'm not saying that's what everybody did to get overweight. But I know in my case, for whatever reason, I just didn't care. I didn't think about it like I should have. So now I'm just rambling on now, kind of. But that's just kind of the thoughts that have been going through my head, and things I've been struggling with, and things that I never really anticipated having to struggle with. I joke with my friends that have kids, and I'm like, oh, here's another thing that nobody ever tells you about when you're pregnant. Like, other women don't talk to other women about certain things, and you don't find it out until you're actually pregnant, and you're like, what the hell? And then you figure out it's common, it happens with everyone. But up till this point in my life, nobody told me that you get varicose veins in places where you would never think in life that you could possibly get a varicose vein. I haven't had that happen to me yet, but I just read about it the other day, and now I'm scared. But, there's a lot of stuff people don't share, and I'm sure other women that have had weight loss surgery and have been pregnant, that they felt like this too in some way. Or maybe you've had other feelings different than mine, but, things that are tied to your being overweight in the past and having lost weight and things like that. So that's it. The only other thing I'll say is I have a hard time. I'm at the point now where I'm starving constantly, and my pouch gets in my way. So I'm hungry, and then I can only eat like 4 or 5 bites, which is good because it helps me not gain a lot, but it's also not good because I'm hungry for a reason. The baby's growing. So, my doctor just advised I eat a lot of small meals. So I've been trying to do that as much as possible to try and increase my calories and get all the nutrients I need every day. So that's all I'm going to say. I've gone way over. I hope YouTube lets me upload this because I'll be really ticked off if I have to do it all over again. But that's it. Hope you're all doing well and getting ready for the holidays. I know it's a crazy time of year, so hope everybody's doing good. Talk to you later. Bye.